Okay, this is a video that shows you how to do a fairly minor item, but in our sheet we've been working on, there are some titles that I put in column number 1 in this sheet. I also put them in column number 1. In the sheet I put them in column D, which is column number 4. This has no titles, this has no titles. This has some titles, I suppose, in column 2. Okay? If we would like to, perhaps whenever we have some assumptions like this, maybe we want to make it with a blue background and a white foreground. Now if I press Shift Control C, think my Shift Control C here, that's the one that makes the colors, that would overwrite the formatting. So we might want to do that again. Now let's make a macro. Okay, and call this titles perhaps, and let's call this, do I have a Shift Control T already defined? Yes. Let's call it Shift Control F for the titles. God knows why. Okay, now I'm going to go up to the titles. I shouldn't have. I'm going to shade the whole row, and let's make it in the font, fill rather, the blue, and the font the white. And let's make it a bold. How's that? Still pretty small. Okay. We could even make a bigger font color, but I don't think that would be very good. And it's small because it's on 80%. Now what we do is once we finished recording the macro, let's just modify a couple of things in it. See how easy this one was. And I called this one titles. Oops. What did I just do? Oh. That was bad. I don't know what just happened there. Okay, here's what happens. Now, the first thing we will do is just make a little loop that goes from row 1 to, let's make it 1,000. You know, we could make that a variable, of course. Could read it in and all of that. But then let's put if. Now let's do this only for the A columns. So if, why don't we first define what's in cell A? So put. How about we'll make a thing called cell A equals cells row, comma 1. That just finds this, and then we can make an if statement. If cell A, if we put worksheet function dot is. Now they don't have all of this, so I'm going to use is non-text. Cell A equal false. That means if it is, we're just going to do this if there's a text in this cell, okay? And then we forgot to put the then. Then we're going to go through all of this. Otherwise, we're not. And the only other thing is, let's put a next row here. Hopefully that'll work. There's one other thing that might be good. Why don't we ask what the column number okay, and then that'll just, so okay, that'll just define that, and we then can put the column number right here. Alright, so this is, remember, this is Shift Control F. Now what I really should have done is, let's see if I have a macro up here for auto open. I don't. what we should have done so I don't run into this problem is put sub and in our auto open put why don't we put in the status bar we can put I remember. Oops, oh come on. That's our color. And oh come on. Shift Control F. This is our titles. And we also had Shift T. That's our true. Okay, if I run this now, it puts that just on the bottom. And let's run Shift Control F. And that's column 1. Cells A equals, what did I do this? Column number for shading. Row, cells. Does it not like do I have to do that? Let's see if that fixes it. Okay. So Shift Control F. And I screwed it up again because it didn't seem to go around. Okay. Come on. I'm going to stop recording right now because I'm nervous. Of course. I forgot to put the row range in here. Equals row and then an and sign and then a semicolon and another and sign. We need to not only just do this for row 1, we need to do that for all the rows. Okay, and so let's try this one. Okay, so we put this in this one, and then we Shift Control F, row 1. Okay, and this one was in column D. Shift Control F, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've done all of our little analysis. Okay, and I suppose I can put this one in. That's the one we just looked at. This is our revenue requirement exercise. Shift Control F. Let's put it in too. That looks kind of silly, but what the heck. And that's how we make a title. That is the first time I've done that, and I always wanted to do that, and I just pressed the record button. So, goodbye.